Story Between Two Worlds, full version. When Aliya married Arman, she believed their happiness would last forever. The first 3 years after the wedding, they flew by like one bright, endless day. Walks in the rain, shared breakfasts, quiet laughter over evening movies. Her heart was full of love. Her eyes shone with hope. But slowly, routine began to replace excitement. Arman stayed late at work more and more often. He came home tired, silent. His interest in her life faded, like snow under the spring sun. When Aliya tried to talk about her feelings, he only nodded, his eyes glued to his phone. She began to feel empty. The home that once felt like a fortress of love now was just a quiet place, where she fulfilled the duties of a wife. She tried to bring their love back to life, cooking his favorite meals, suggesting they go out together. But Arman hardly noticed. Day by day, disappointment grew inside her. She caught herself thinking about divorce, but fear of the unknown held her back. What if I regret it? What if he changes? Then one day, at work, a new colleague arrived, Timur. He wasn't particularly handsome, but there was something warm and attentive in his eyes. From the very first meeting, he smiled at her as if they had known each other for years. At first, Aliya treated him like any other co-worker, but over time, she noticed her heart skip a beat whenever he walked into the office. Timur always asked how her day was. He offered help with projects, and most importantly, he listened, truly listened. In a way Arman hadn't in a long time. Those little moments warmed her soul. She would return home feeling torn in two. At home, she was a loyal wife, trying to play her part perfectly. At work, she felt like a woman again, seen, appreciated, and quietly cherished. Aliya was tormented by guilt. No, she never cheated on her husband, but the thoughts of Timur followed her everywhere. Sometimes, walking home in the evenings, she slowed her steps, just to linger a little longer in her own private world. The world where she felt loved and alive again. Inside, a battle raged. She kept asking herself, why doesn't Arman notice I'm drifting away? Why doesn't he care? Sometimes she imagined what would happen if her husband could see inside her heart, and the thought filled her with fear and shame. Months passed. Aliya realized her life had split into two worlds. In one, she continued to play the role of the perfect wife. In the other, she found quiet happiness in Timur's warm words and gentle glances. And every night, as she closed her eyes, she dreamed of the day when something would finally change. She didn't yet know what choice she would make. But deep down, she understood. She couldn't live between two worlds forever. Continuation of Between Two Worlds. Happy ending. Days kept passing, and Aliya felt more and more like she was living someone else's life. She smiled at home. She laughed at work. But inside, she was tired of pretending. One evening after dinner, she looked at Arman across the table. He was scrolling his phone, as always. And suddenly, something inside her broke, softly, almost whispering, Arman, can we talk? He lifted his eyes, surprised. There was a long pause, the kind of pause that holds years of unspoken words. Aliya took a deep breath. Her voice trembled. I feel lonely. I feel like we're living side by side, but not together anymore. For the first time in months, Arman really looked at her, not past her, not through her, but at her. His expression changed, from confusion to worry to guilt. I didn't know you felt this way, he said quietly. I thought we were okay. I was so focused on work. I didn't see what I was losing. Aliya's eyes filled with tears. She told him everything. Not about Timur, but about the emptiness, the disappointment, the pain of feeling invisible. Arman listened in silence, and when she finished, he reached across the table and held her hand. Aliya, I don't want to lose you. I forgot how lucky I am to have you. Let me fix this. Let me try. From that day, little things began to change. Arman started leaving work earlier. He put his phone away during dinner. Sometimes he even surprised her with a walk in the park, just like they used to. At first, Aliya was cautious. She wasn't sure if it would last. But step by step, she began to feel warmth returning to her home. Timur still worked at the office, but the thoughts of him faded. They were replaced by something deeper. Gratitude that she had faced the truth, and hope that her marriage could bloom again. One evening, as the sun was setting, Arman took her hand and said, "Thank you for not giving up on me. I promise I won't let us drift apart again." Aliya smiled through tears. In that moment, she realized she had made her choice, not by running away, but by giving her love a second chance. And for the first time in a long time, she felt truly happy, not in two worlds, but in one, the one she had dreamed of when she first said, "I do."